Alright everybody, welcome back. Trying out a new device I picked up, Dollar General special windshield mount to hold my phone, so it's safer, I guess you could say, for recording while driving. Want to thank the 2 new subscribers. I know one is Fritz Farm 2018. I think, if I didn't say that right, I apologize. The other one is Ryan, I can't remember the last name off the top of my head, but I want to welcome you guys to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. I'm fairly new at this, so bear with me. Also, I'd like to do one more channel shout out that I didn't on Sunday. I forgot, and I apologize, Scott, but Scott's Small Farming and Things, he's just as important to my channel because he comments and he watches my stuff all the time too, so I want to shout out to his channel too, guys. And on top of those, I figure I'd give a situation update in my area. I just found out today, actually just 10 minutes ago when I got out of work. It is currently 2:16 right now. We got done early because the cattle numbers were low the last couple days, but I really don't see that lasting. But anywho, my work has informed us, and I also just saw it when we were walking out too, they're putting in this little trailer thing where they're going to be scanning everybody's health for any signs or symptoms of this coronavirus, even a fever, whether they know for a fact it is it or not. You'll get sent home, which normally would be a thorn in the rear. But to add to that, yesterday papers were put out that for starters, normally if you call into work sick or you're at work sick or something like that and you don't make it a half day, you get a point, which in my opinion is ridiculous. I'll kind of explain the point system here after a little bit, but now you will get paid for the day. You will not get a point. Even if you have to be out of work for 14 days, as long as you get a letter stating you can go back to work and everything, you will get paid for that. Also, they are, I'm trying to think, was it? Everybody's getting $2 more an hour to work through this for, I'm not sure how long a time period. I didn't actually get a paper myself. I kind of glanced over it. But then on top of that, if you work 8 weeks without calling in, like if your car breaks down or whatever, and you work your full shift, you will get $500 bonus, in which all this went into effect as of Monday, which would be yesterday, which is nice, but you know, it's such a big mess, this whole coronavirus thing. I have my own opinions about it, but you know, to each his own. The point system, it's screwbally because normally I understand that people do abuse attendance policies. I get that because I've seen it. My ex-wife did it. She's definitely a few fries short of a Happy Meal, but that can be a discussion later on. But anyway, yeah, when I first started, bear in mind this is almost 12 years ago, you got 15 points for calling in, and it took a year to come off. Now these points, it don't matter what the reason was you called in, weather, sickness, whatever the case may be, you got a point. If you came in late, you only got a half a point. Well, the geniuses that run this business unit decided a few years ago, oh, we're going to drop it down to 10 points, and it's still a year from the come off. It's like, well, my opinion is this. There are those of us who don't abuse attendance policies and actually can't come to work for actual reasons. Like, I've gone to work, I've had a migraine, and I've gotten sick, and they've sent me home, and I didn't get a point, but that was back then. Now it don't matter. But the point system is ridiculous, and if you live in the state of Pennsylvania, you know that Pennsylvania does not believe in the point system, so you're guaranteed unemployment. Because let's face it, there's logical reasons not to show up. You're sick. When you work in the beef industry, you should not be going to work sick whatsoever, because then you can contaminate the product and then pass it on to someone else. Weather, inclement weather, and I'm going to give some pretty good examples on this one, and these two actually very much irritate me, because the flooding that happened, what was that, 2017 or 18, my brother, they had two parking lots there. One's lower down near a creek, and then there's the upper one closer to the main plant, and the lower one flooded, and my brother lost a car that he was still paying on in that flood. It was a complete loss, and a couple other people did as well. Do you think the company would do anything to help them out? Not a chance in hell. Even though it is their fault that it happened, because they should have notified employees, hey, you gotta come move your cars before it floods over. Their excuse was, oh, well, a dam gave way up a creek, so there was no time to notify anybody. Well, my supervisors didn't like it when I called bullshit, because there's no dam on that creek, and even if there was and it gave way, it would have washed out Sawmill Road, and newsflash, that didn't happen. Well, I had two pickups at the time. This one that I'm currently driving, and then I had a 99 Dodge 1500, my work truck. And because my brother was left, him and his wife were left with only one vehicle, and she worked somewhere else, and he worked at the plant where I'm at. This is back when he worked there. He does it now. So I signed the title over for the 99 over to them. A truck that I paid $2,000 for just months before this happened. I actually bought it in February. And I signed the title over to him, so he wasn't left high and dry, because work wouldn't do crap. So because of their stupidity, I was out $2,000 on a truck to help him out. Another one, this is going back a few years before this, we got a lot of snow here. I mean, at my place, I'm 6'7", and it was coming up to my waist in front of my house. Just snow that came off the road, because my house is kind of close to the road, but down over a bank a little bit, and wind drifts and all that. And I don't mind driving in snow. I'll drive in snow all day long. I don't care. Ice is the only thing you will not catch me driving in. But anywho, when you get snow like that, not only are you risking your employees' lives to come into work, but you're risking the lives of those who have to go out and help them. Firefighters, tow truck drivers, the whole 9 yards. It's like, well, we handle cattle and this, that, and the other, and it's like, yeah, what are you going to do? How are you going to feel when you got to tell someone that their loved one isn't coming home because they died or got into a severe accident on the way into work because you guys aren't smart enough to close work? Because they don't close work for shit. The only time they did was back, what was it, 2011 or 12, where you could not go anywhere in that flooding because the bridge that went over the Susquehanna River, the water was basically kissing the bottom of that bridge. And roadways were flooded. There's no way you can get in. State of emergency, you could not get in there. They actually closed down for a few days, but even before that river bridge was opened back up, they wanted everybody in again. So because of that, as a matter of fact, funny to that is that my friend at the time, and this is when I was with my ex-wife, he got stuck at work. I had just gotten across that bridge because I was on second shift at the time. I went in early to work overtime, and they sent first shift home, but they never shut down second shift yet. So there I am sitting at work. I was taking call-ins for second shift because there's nobody else there at the time. And it wasn't until like an hour and a half later or so that we're finally told that they weren't happening to go home. Alright, well, clocked out, left. No sooner did I get across that bridge, it was shut down. Now, a buddy of mine, which actually would be my ex-wife's brother-in-law, he worked second shift shipping there. He wasn't so lucky. He had to spend a good couple days in his truck, which was a regular cab Dodge pickup. So that was ridiculous. Any hotel, motel room taken, nothing. There was nowhere for him to go but in his own truck. Well, when they decided they were going to start running again and everybody had to come in, finally he did actually walk across the bridge. I don't know if they were allowing people to do it at the time, but he did, and I went down and picked him up, brought him home. And then the next day we all piled in my truck and drove down there and was checking it out. And walked across. There's a cattle truck stranded on the other side because there's two low areas and there's just a high spot where the red light was. Stranded there the whole time. So unfortunately them cattle didn't make it, which is a shame, because even though I do work in a beef processing plant, for them to die of starvation or thirst is that I don't like that. Now he was stuck there. He couldn't go nowhere. You got 3+ feet of water behind you and in front of you. What are you gonna do? But the place I work for, I get paid good, I ain't gonna lie. But the problem is that they need to be smart. They need to actually care about their employees, because as it stands now, they don't, because the point system proves that, and a bunch of other things. But I don't know, I'm kind of rambling on about it a bit, but yeah, so we have our first official case. My buddy sent me the link to it and I watched it there for a few minutes. They're going to be monitoring the person real close, and anybody this person came in close contact with, there's no names, nothing like that, which is all fine and good. I mean, you got to respect the privacy of the individual. So, but like I said, I like to welcome the new people to the channel, and I guess that'll do it for today. I will catch you guys later.